No customer wants a quarter-inch drill. What they want is a quarter-inch hole. This is a saying made famous by a Harvard professor way back in the 1960s by the name of Theodore Levitt. Theodore Levitt was famous for coining the term marketing myopia, which has focused on an organization's short-sighted view towards focusing on itself and its capabilities rather than focusing on what are the needs of the customers and how can they go about solving it. So if you go back to the statement that he made, no customer wants a quarter-inch drill. What they want is a quarter-inch hole. If you dissect it, the first part is no customer wants a quarter-inch drill. Now, it does not mean that the customer does not want a drill, but the customer is looking at a drill as essentially a feature, something which is a characteristic of a product. Now, that is not what should be enticing the customer. What should be enticing the customer is what are they going to use that drill for. So the second part of the statement which says they are looking at trying to get a quarter-inch hole. So the quarter-inch hole is the benefit, is what the customer is looking for. Hence, your solution should be telling the customer about how your product can help the customer achieve their ultimate outcomes. So the benefit has got to do with what the customer is looking for. Hence, your solutions should be focusing on that. But of course, you need to make sure that the way the customer is going to achieve that solution is by means of the characteristics of your product. Of course, these days, nothing is a product. Everything becomes a solution which has a service component to it. So how can I take my products? How can I take my services, understand the needs of the customers, and then develop the right kind of solution, talk about the right kind of benefits that the customer is looking for. So customer-centric marketing, which again, as the name suggests, is focusing on how marketing should be focusing on the customer, try to identify their needs, and of course, once you identify the needs, how do I take it back within my organization, try to understand my organization's capabilities, and make sure that we come up with the right kind of product and service that fulfills the needs of the customers. And of course, that alone is not enough. You might also want to make sure that you have to make it available at a place that is convenient for the customer. You should also make sure that the price you're going to charge is going to make sure it's an affordable cost to the customer. And how do I bring the communication across to the customer in any channel that the customer wants to work with? So customer-centric marketing begins with the customer, and another term for that is outside-in marketing, where again, we begin with the customer and then from the outside and then bring it back within an organization. Now, a lot of people ask us the question, does customer-centric marketing mean that we have to say yes to everything that the customer asks for? And the answer is no. Essentially, what you need to be looking at is, as an organization, we have our own, of course, capabilities, but we also need to spend money on building those capabilities. We need to be spending money on fulfilling the needs of the customers. So customer-centric marketing should also be very careful in trying to understand what the specific needs of the customers are, understand your organization's capabilities to fulfill those needs of the customers in a profitable manner. And if you're not able to do it, it is also about going back to the customer and saying, hey, it looks like we cannot meet your requirements. It's about expectation management with the customers. And that is why it becomes very important that as you start thinking about asking yourself, how do I differentiate myself from the competition? It is about trying to put yourself in the shoes of the customer, then ask yourself, how do I then translate the needs into how my organization can fulfill the needs of the customers in a profitable manner? And if we can do it, then great. If not, we should go about setting the right expectations to the customers.